Hello everyone, so this is GS Mains Paper 1 November 2017 Part 1. See, there will be two parts in GS Mains Paper 1 November 2017 and then we'll move on to December because we have done all the other portion also, right? That is of GS Mains Paper 2 and Paper 3. So let's start. Okay, so the first topic is should we name and shame sexual harassers, right? This will come under topic 7 women related issues and 9 social empowerment. So there are three different views regarding this particular topic, right? So we'll talk about all those views. First view will support this, yes, we should name and shame. Second view will say that no, this is wrong. And third view will take somewhat, what do you say, in between approach. Fine, so let's talk about it. So the first view is saying that anonymously naming an individuals publicly, it is not only an ethically sound act, but perhaps the only recourse. So that's what they are saying. And they are giving certain data. So let's look at those data. So they are saying that only 3% of Vice Chancellor posts and 1.5% of professorial positions in India occupied by women. Are you understanding it? Only 3%. Only 100 means 3 out of 100 Vice Chancellor in India are women. Similarly, you can say that out of 200 professors, only 3 are women. So that is the scenario. Further, there is no comprehensive data available on incidents of sexual harassment in universities or the extent of compliance of universities with the Vishaka Guidelines. Now, one thing which we need to understand is what is Vishaka Guidelines. See, Vishaka Guideline is a set of procedural guidelines for use in India in cases of sexual harassment. And when was it given? Right? It was promulgated by Supreme Court in 1997. Supreme Court was hearing a case, and after that they promulgated these particular Vishaka Guidelines. And this Vishaka Guidelines was superseded in 2013 by the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013, right? So up until 2013, Vishaka Guideline was in place, and in 2013 it was superseded by the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. So this is about Vishaka Guidelines. So now I hope now you understand it. It was given in 1997, superseded in 2013, and now this particular act is in place, which will implement all the guidelines which were given earlier by Vishaka Guidelines, right? Fine. So that is the whole thing. And yeah, we were talking about now. See, the thing is, there is no data available of sexual harassment in universities or the extent of compliance of universities with Vishaka Guidelines. And all these data were sought by UGC, that is University Grants Commission, in mid 2016, but they didn't get that data, right? So similarly, the first view is again continuously saying that for ages, we have given primacy to the legal principle of innocent until proven guilty, right? Innocent until proven guilty. But to hold that principle as a sword over the heads of survivors who our systems care about, means who our systems often fail, it is tantamount to saying that we care about the appearance of justice more than the actual experience of injustice. So they are saying that it's not like all the time you can say that innocent until proven guilty, right? In these kind of scenarios, justice delayed is justice denied, right? All these sexual harassment cases now, like they are talking about now that politicians should be tried in special courts and all those things. Special court is fine, but if there are certain cases which can be tried in special courts, these sexual harassment cases should be the one or should have the highest priority, right? It should be done very fast, right? All these things, all these cases should be carried out in an expeditious manner, right? It should be carried out in a faster manner, because in these cases justice delayed is justice denied, right? Fine. So that is what they are saying. You cannot all the time say that innocent until proven guilty. No, you cannot keep that sword over a woman's throat, right? You cannot do that. And in this case, you are just giving an appearance of justice rather than, it's not the actual justice. You are just giving a feeling of justice. The actual justice is not happening in that case. So they are saying that in all, the first view is saying that woman does not have any other way to vent their frustration, vent their anger, other than to anonymously name all those individuals. Fine. What is the second view? Second view is saying that this list is a form of lynching akin to what is happening in the world of khap panchayats and kangaroo courts. So you know what is khap panchayats? In villages, small villages, there's a panchayat which has been called, and if somebody if somebody is marrying outside his caste or something like that, then they will be thrown out of the village or something like that happens, right? So they don't follow certain rules or procedures. They have their own rules, khap panchayats. So the second view is saying that this kind of lynching, this kind of list is a form of lynching which is akin to what is happening in khap panchayats. And they are saying that it has the power to make or break an individual. In this case, Raya Sarkar, she is responsible for all those lists. You must have heard about Me Too campaign and all those things. So in this case, Raya Sarkar, the list has caused irreparable damage to the reputation of these individuals. So they are saying that without means you have not proved that these people are actually guilty. So but eventually when you are giving these names in list, and social media is such a powerful platform, so this is actually damaging their reputations to a greater extent. So that is the second view. The third view is saying that in a hostile system, the insistence on due process is absurd, right? Ours is a system where like we have pendency of cases and whatnot, right? So that is what they're saying. India is a hostile system. Our judiciary is suffering through a crisis, right? So in this kind of hostile system, the insistence on due process is absurd, but it's only fair that women provide more details. So they are saying that yeah, it's fine what they're doing, but they need to provide more details to support their claim, right? Fine. And do remember this line: justice delayed is justice denied. In these kind of scenarios, we can use these kind of sentences, right? Okay, now let's talk about Naga peace talks and NNPGs. In the previous videos, also on GS Mains Paper 1, we have talked about Greater Nagaland, that is Nagaland. So what is Greater Nagaland? It is a demand of NSC and IM. What is NSC and IM? National Socialist Council of Nagaland, Isak Movaya. There are different branches of NSCN. That is, one is Isak Movaya, one is Khaplang, and other factions. What do they want? They want a Nagalim. What is a Nagalim? Different Naga inhabited regions, right, of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, as well as Myanmar. So they are talking about that, right? So this we have discussed in the previous videos. You can go back and watch those videos, right? So here what they are saying is, we'll talk about, there are different Naga peace talks which are happening, which started in 1997, right? And there are different NNPGs. What are NNPGs? Naga National Political Groups. So we'll talk about what is the way forward and what is happening in these peace talks. See, the different groups involved in Naga peace talks process hope of a solution grow, right? Now there are different groups which are, and there are different, what do you say, you're not hearing too much about these news because they go under the carpet. They are happening in a, what do you say, secluded environment, and the news are not coming out, right? When the final peace accord will happen, then only we'll hear about all those news in detail, right? So this is the whole thing. And there are talks which are going on with different groups. Why different groups? Because there are lots and lots of tribes in Nagaland, and each of them are fighting for their sovereignty. So Naga's struggle for sovereignty started a day before India's independence, and Naga peace talk started in 1997. We are talking about what are NNPGs. They are Naga National Political Groups. Different groups are there, right? And for the Naga people at this juncture, the most pragmatic step is to take a balanced view of the past. Right, we have talked about Indian side, that Indian sides are engaged in talk, or Indian government, central government is engaged in talk. Now we have to think from their perspective. Naga means tribal perspective, right? So what are they thinking? What they should do? Why? Right? Because what is happening? It's not a single tribe. There are 16 major tribes in Nagaland and in those areas, right? So you cannot have 16 different countries, right? Okay, so for the Naga people at this juncture, the most pragmatic step is to take a balanced view of the past. Obsession with one point of view hinders any kind of progress. With 16 major tribes, each with a sense of nationality of its own, and every tribe having its village republics, which is a crucial part of their culture, there will be divergent national narratives, right? So they have to decide now whether they want to be a part of India, and if they want to be a part of India, how they want to continue this whole process, right? So that is the whole thing. You cannot have 16 different countries, right? And NSC and IM we have talked about, that Isak Movaya. Talk is going on with NSC and IM. There was one NSC in Khaplang, NSC in K, which has been deemed as a terrorist organization, right? So that is the current status. Do remember about NSC and IM and NSC and K, that is Khaplang. Okay, now smart cities mission and urban infrastructure. See, there is a statement which has been given by Minister of State of Housing and Urban Affairs, Hardeep Singh Puri, who he has said that by June 2018 we will be able to see smart cities, right? But again, if your city is under smart cities now, or it has been, what do you say, selected under smart cities, don't think that each and every corner of your smart city or of your city will become smart. Because what is happening, around 80% of the funds under smart city mission is spent on just 2.7% of area in each city. So let's understand the basic concept of smart city. The basic concept of smart city is they will develop a certain portion of those city according to a, what do you say, according to whatever guidelines they are following, right? It's not like each and every portion of your city will be smart, so-called smart, right? So that is the whole thing. And this minister, that is Hardeep Singh Puri, he has also said that real estate is epicenter of black money, and the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act, demonetization and GST is an instrument to clean this up. And This is all fine, but now we have to understand what are the issues related to urban infrastructure. So the major issue is, as per McKinsey Global Institute report, India's per capita spending on urban infrastructure is just $17 as compared to $116 by China, right? So if you do the maths, you will see that China spends 7 times, or what do you say? Yeah, 7 times more on urban infrastructure as compared to India. So that is the whole scenario, and then we cannot compare ourselves with China. We are far more behind, right? In 60s or 70s, maybe we could have compared with ourselves with China, but right now China has grown up leaps and bounds, right? Maybe because of the stability in government which they have. Maybe you can argue about it, right? So that is the whole scenario. So now you know what is smart city mission. They are focusing on a certain area, right? And by June 2018, the minister is saying that we will be able to see smart cities, certain portion of smart cities. And again, we have seen all the spending, India's spending, right? Okay, there are certain one-liners, so let's talk about them. Now, Typhoon Damrey, it is creating havoc in Vietnam. This is a very important topic. Why? Because in prelims 1995, they asked questions related to typhoon, cyclone, and all those things. Now, let's try to understand the basic reasoning, how they are naming it. What is typhoon? What is hurricane? What is tropical cyclones and whatnot, right? See, tropical cyclone in Australia is called Willy or Willy Willy, and this same question was asked in prelims 1995. If you go back to the questions now, or if you search, you will see that in prelims 1995 they have asked the question, Willy is what? So they have given 4 options. One of the option was tropical cyclone in Australia, so that was the correct option. So see, the thing is, tropical cyclone in Australia is called Willy or Willy Willy. Similarly, tropical cyclone in US is called hurricane, and it is not only in US. The tropical cyclone in Atlantic Ocean or Northeastern Pacific Ocean, they are called hurricane. So when you see the map or when you see the atlas, you will see that Atlantic Ocean is between North and South America and what do you say, Africa, right? So between those areas, so those areas, whatever cyclones are happening, they are called hurricane. Similarly, even in the Northeastern Pacific Ocean, right? So there also they are called hurricane. Where they are called typhoon, they are called typhoon in Northwestern Pacific, right? In the areas of Japan, China, Vietnam, Taiwan. So there they are called typhoon in Northwestern Pacific. And what are the cyclones called in other areas? In all other areas, they are called tropical cyclones. So do remember it, very, very important from Graham's point of view also, because they do ask these kind of questions, right? Idiotic questions, but they will ask you. So Typhoon Damrey is in Vietnam, right? Fine. Okay, what is the other one-liner? Jnanpith Award. Jnanpith Award for 2017 has been given to Krishna Shokti for Hindi literature, right? And what is Jnanpith Award? Jnanpith Award is given to only to Indian writers writing in languages of 8th schedule as well as English, and there is no posthumous conferral. It's not like any author who has died, he will not get Jnanpith Award. So again, this becomes one from prelims point of view. Krishna Shokti 2017. Jnanpith Award 2018 has not been announced yet, right? Fine. And again, the third one-liner is Jhiri Festival, which is celebrated in Jammu, very important from players' point of view. And who are they celebrating? So they flock to the shrines of legendary former saint Baba Jitto and her daughter, that is Bua Kauri. So these are the people with whom we are associating Jhiri Festival, Baba Jitto and Bua Kauri. But that is not important. Just try to understand or remember the state where it is celebrated. Jhiri Festival, Jammu, that is Jammu and Kashmir, JNK. Race for more and more, right? So this is the topic related to society. What is happening? Our needs never stop, right? Our needs never cease, right? If we attain one thing, we go to another, right? So when will we get peace? When will our mind get peace? So the path to true contentment starts from the point when our need starts to cease, right? It's not like today we are aiming for UPSC. If we crack that, then after some time we'll think about writing a book. If we do that and it get published and it become famous, then we'll think about writing more books. So again, that is the whole thing. Our needs will never cease, right? And containment will only come when you start seizing your needs. So that is about race for more and more. Topic 6, Indian society. In fact, you can kept it in any society. Okay, now topic again, one-liner, Rezang La was in news. Why? Because it is in Ladakh, and see, if Ladakh is a part of India today, it is because of the bravery which our soldiers have shown at Rezang La in 1962 war, right? So Rezang La becomes very important because it was mentioned in Hindu and it is a part of 1962 war, right? It can be kept under post-independence consolidation as well as under geography. So Rezang La, Ladakh, right? It is a past Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, right? Remember it, very important from prelims point of view. KIRAN and CURIE. What is KIRAN and CURIE? KIRAN is knowledge involvement in research advancement through nurturing, and CURIE is consolidation of university research for innovation and excellence in women universities. See, the thing is, Kiran and CURIE is related to women related aspects, right? So what happened in 2014, Department of Science and Technology, they restructured women specific programs under one umbrella called KIRAN, that is knowledge involvement in research advancement through nurturing, right? So all the other schemes which were under Department of Science and Technology, women specific programs, they have been restructured under one umbrella which is called KIRAN. Now this CURIE is also one component of KIRAN, and what does CURIE stands for? I will tell it again. Consolidation of university research for innovation and excellence in women universities. So again, remember all the specific programs of Department of Department of Science and Technologies, women specific programs have been clubbed under one umbrella which is called KIRAN. CURIE is one component of KIRAN. Important from prelims point of view. Reunion Island was in use. It is east of Madagascar. When you will see the atlas now, you will understand that Seychelles, it is between Seychelles and Madagascar. So it is east of Madagascar. It is an Indian Ocean. Again, it is very important because they can ask Reunion Island, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, and all those kind of things, right? In prelims. So Reunion Island is in Indian Ocean. It is east of Madagascar, and it is one of the 5 overseas regions of France. Fine. Now again, the last topic, that is India's first UNESCO World Heritage City. Very, very, very important. Why? Because this is first, and this is UNESCO, and this is art and culture. So it becomes very important. So what is India's first UNESCO World Heritage City? Ahmedabad. And why it has been given the status of UNESCO World Heritage City? Because of the monuments such as 15th century Tombs of the Queens, Bhadra Fort, 16th century Sidi Sayyid Mosque. Fine. So this was about our part 1. There will be one more part, and then we'll be done for GS Main Paper 1, and then we'll move on to December current affairs for all the 3 papers, right? And along with current affairs, I will also try to cover static portion. Fine. Okay.